Alright guys, what's going on? We've got the 7th war of Season 24 here, and today 4Loki is going to be facing ISO8a. I don't remember this war super well. We've had one war since. I'm just a little bit late to uploading this. But ISO8a, I believe that they beat Kenobi this season, so we know that they are very good. At this point in the season, pretty much everyone besides NY718 had lost one war, so top 3 is up for grabs. So we need to have a really good war this time. So let's go ahead and take a look at their defenders here. None of these look super out of the ordinary. Nova on heavy hitter, that's a good spot for him. Vision Arcus on path 9 in section 1, that's pretty common. Korg on node 23, that's going to be a rank 3 6-star. Long shot on power snack, that's pretty normal. 2 metal defenders on path 1 in section 2, but the difference between this war and most other wars is that these guys are running Bulwark in battle group 3. So it's just something that I don't think we've dealt with in several seasons. So it could potentially... sometimes alliances will do that. If they know that they have a tough war, they'll switch up the global a little bit to try to trip up the other team, because in wars like this where it's going to be super close, sometimes it comes down to like one death. So yeah, I'm assuming that they were just probably trying to hope that we would overlook something about the global and the placements and, you know, sneak out one death based on the global. Either way, we're going to be bringing in Omega and Quake for this war, and I'm going to be starting off on path 5 in section 1. This is usually, I mean, I take this lane quite a bit. It's really not too bad. I'm going to be using Quake for both of these fights, and I would speed them up, but they're actually both really fast, so I'm not going to. So what you want to do with Quake here is you want to back yourself into the corner, and when your first set of aftershock charges expire and he's stunned, right at the end of the stun I knock him down, and that way he has 2 concussions up. And usually when you're charging heavy he has a concussion, but you can see that he has a second concussion on a timer there. So if I were to release the heavy, it will actually keep him concussed when I knock him down for the node, and it completely turns it off. So if you're ever quaking this node, always just knock them down towards the end of your timer, or pretty much any time that they have 2 concussions up is fine. That's just the timing that I prefer. And you can also see that I got smacked up a little bit there. This is definitely not going to be my best war. I'm going to get hit quite a bit in this war actually. So first fight's down, took a combo, gonna heal Quake. I'm gonna heal her all the way up actually because, like I said, we're expecting this to be a really close war. I'm not gonna take any like weird chances. And this is gonna be Ebb and Flow knockdown and heavy hitter. Again, I'm just gonna use Quake for this node. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna knock him down, turn it off, and then it's just a normal Quake fight. So yeah, not too much to say about this, but again, it is just going to be a really fast fight. You can see he's being really passive in the beginning there, which is good for me. Knock him down. He's still going to get his shield mode. That's not affected by ability accuracy reduction, but the node itself is just completely turned off at this point. Darkhawk is super easy to Quake. It's kind of hard if you get stuck in the corner and like, you know, take a blocked hit. It's safer to do deck style against him. But his animations are really, really obvious. So, I'm not sure why I let my heavy off there. Probably just nerves. I had also just gotten home from work to do this war, so I hadn't really played it all yet today. I kind of went into this fight cold, which is fine. Fight's over. It's about a minute. So, Alright, now we are going to move up here, share some energy, and I'm going to take this Korg on node 23. It is a rank 3 6-star Korg, and again I'm going to make a mistake in this fight as well. I'm going to miss a parry, but we were kind of rushing because we needed a fight to go down. I think this was the war that we kind of needed to get someone to their fight in section 2 early. So right there, I had like 9 spores on him. I was not expecting him to shrug my stun, but he did. Just gonna go ahead and lock in my spores here. My bleed was almost over, so we've got 17. And then I'm gonna do medium light, back up, and you can see that he's throwing his special ones. Sometimes he won't do that, but now I'm stuck with only 11 spores. So they're not gonna be doing a ton of damage. Gonna stay with my game plan of medium light, back up. Just at 10 spores now, but I'm still gonna save to my special 3. I want to try to get a little bit of healing if I can from this fight. So yeah, not a ton to say. You can see he's being really special 1 happy here. Just gonna try to lock in my 9 spores before he gets his rock shield. Another special 1. So this is kind of like, it's not the absolute worst case AI you can get for this fight, but it's probably the second worst. The absolute worst would just be super passive, like they just let a bunch of their prowess build up, and they never dash in at you to get that parry. This one was a little bit passive in the beginning, so it kind of resulted in low spore damage for the entire fight, but not a huge deal. Okay, so now I'm going to move up to section 2 here. I'm going to be taking this Mr. Sinister. It is a rank 3 6-star, and I'm going to be quaking this fight. I'm not sure why, but I have a really tough time quaking Mr. Sinister, like doing it deck style. Sometimes his animations, they're pretty short, kind of like Magneto, and sometimes they'll whiff a little bit, and so I will be expecting to auto evade, so I'll release my heavy to dex. So just to be extra safe in this fight, I am going to mostly try to do this parry style, but at this point in the war it was super close. So my nerves are going to get the better of me a few times, and I'm going to make some mistakes. So far so good, but you can see I just took 2 blocked hits, or 3 blocked hits, and each one did like 3 or 4% of my health. Not a huge deal. But I'm just being very conscious of the fact that, you know, I do have another Quake fight left in this war. Here, I released my heavy intentionally. I was basically just kind of trying to reset myself a little bit. Give myself a minute to think. And I should just have 1 cycle left. It's been about a minute. Again, just took 2 blocked hits. Each one took 5% of my health. But the fight is over. And now I'm going to move up to this Thor Ragnarok. And I've taken this fight with Omega a few times. Every single time, rank 3 6-star, rank 5 5-star, doesn't matter. I always kill him well before he gets to 20 hits to get his power gain. And you're going to see that this is actually going to cut it really, really close because of the Bulwark. So here I'm just trying to build up my spores and not hit him. Okay, we're at like 20-something spores now. I'm going to go ahead and lock them in, and I trigger the Bulwark. And the only way to get rid of Bulwark is to put a damage over time effect on the defender with a metal champion, or to land a special attack. And since I just applied my degen, it's not going to reapply until it ends. So I was kind of stuck there, and he was getting pretty close to the 20 hits, but fortunately, you know, he did go down. And that's actually going to happen to me one other time in this war. So here I'm just sharing energy, moving up. And I'm going to go ahead and take this Guillotine 2099. This has Vigorous Assault and Enhanced Regeneration. Quake will bypass this entire node, So it's just all about not making a mistake. I am boosted pretty big for this fight. I'm going to lose quite a bit of health to suicides. But I don't care because this is my last fight with Quake, and I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to be parrying quite a bit in this fight. I'm pretty much just going to do whatever feels best in the moment to make sure that I make it out of this fight alive. That's all I care about. Again, the war is super close at this point. And I'm just not going to be the reason that we lose the war. So here we go. She's just under 50% health. And at some point here, I'm going to let off my heavy attack, thinking that it will kill her, or thinking that it should kill her. Here I go to parrying. I don't want to mess up at the last second here. She's got 7% health left. I'm going to let off my heavy, and it does pretty much nothing. It took her from 7% to 6%, so now I need to do one more cycle. Not a huge deal. She's down. The fight is over, and now I'm just going to move up here, share a little bit of energy, and this is going to be a Wasp. I think it's just a rank 2 6-star. Yeah, it's just a rank 2 6-star. But again, the Bulwark, because of Wasp's small health pool here, is going to do quite a bit of damage. So I also have the White Magneto pre-fight on here, so I can parry indefinitely, but sometimes it does mess up Omega a little bit. Just having that pre-fight, it knocks him back pretty far. Fortunately, in this fight, it's not really going to matter. I was kind of concerned about it, actually. I questioned Taters about it a little bit and said hey, are we sure that Omega's a good option for this fight? He said yes, and he was right. So 30-second fight, just about came out at pretty much full health. So we did end up winning this war. It was really close for a long time. We only died 4 times to their defense. And I think we died once in Battle Group 3, I'm pretty sure. They ended up with 16 deaths, but just at the very end of the war, once we had cleared and we had won, I don't think that they were boosting. They were just kind of piling on the last few fights that they had. But it was much, much closer than this for a long time. But either way, great war to ISO8a. At this point, we still felt like we were in contention for the top 3. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next war, which is actually against Kenobi, and it's a pretty interesting war. So I will see you guys next time.